Most men over 50 believe they understand the rules of disinterest. They assume that if a woman suddenly stops calling, texting, or making plans, she has simply lost interest. They believe her silence is just a polite rejection, a quiet way of moving on without causing a scene. The problem is, when you are dealing with a mature woman, a woman in her 50s, 60s, or beyond, silence rarely means she doesn't care. In fact, it usually means something entirely different. At this stage of life, the language of attraction and connection has fundamentally changed. A woman in her 20s or 30s might use silence as a weapon, a game, or a way to ghost someone she no longer wants to see. But a mature woman uses silence as a boundary. She uses it as a mirror. We are going to unpack exactly why a woman who seemed highly interested will suddenly step back, and why assuming she is rejecting you is the biggest mistake you can make. To understand her silence, you first have to understand her history. By the time a woman reaches this stage of life, she has likely spent decades being the emotional manager of her relationships. She was the one who initiated the difficult conversations in her past marriage. She was the one who organized the family gatherings, remembered the birthdays, and kept the social calendar alive. She has spent a lifetime carrying the invisible weight of making things happen. So, when she starts dating again, or when she meets a man she genuinely likes, she might initially fall into her old habits. She might text you first. She might suggest a coffee date. She might ask you how your day was, but eventually, a quiet alarm goes off in her mind. She realizes she is doing it again. She is driving the connection. When a mature woman suddenly goes quiet, she is not walking away from you. She is putting down the heavy weight of initiation. She is stepping back because she is absolutely exhausted by the idea of being the one who cares more. She wants to see what happens when she stops doing the work. Does the relationship pause? Does the communication die? Or do you step in and take the wheel? Many men misinterpret this shift. When the texts slow down, a man might think, "She is playing games. She wants me to chase her, and I am too old for games." It is crucial to understand the difference between a game and a boundary. A game is designed to manipulate your emotions, to make you feel insecure or desperate. A boundary is designed to protect her peace. She is not trying to trick you. She is simply protecting herself from investing in a one-sided dynamic. At 55 or 65, a woman knows exactly how precious her time and energy are. She no longer has the patience to try and convince a man to value her. If she has to constantly reach out to remind you that she exists, she would rather be alone. Her silence is a protective measure. It is her way of saying, "I have shown you that my door is open. Now I need to know if you are actually willing to walk through it without me dragging you." This brings us to the core of what her silence actually means. It is a silent question. If I stop reaching out, will we still speak? She is testing the reciprocity of the connection. When she steps back, she is creating a vacuum. She is leaving an empty space to see if you will fill it. She wants to know if her absence is actually felt. Does her silence bother you? Do you notice that you haven't heard from her in 3 days? And more importantly, do you care enough to do something about it? Mature women value effort over almost everything else. They are looking for a partner, not a project. They want a man who is confident enough to pick up the phone, make a plan, and say, "I want to see you this Thursday." When she goes quiet, she is giving you the stage. She wants you to prove that the connection matters to you, just as much as it matters to her. This is where the dynamic usually falls apart, and it happens far more often than most men realize. A man notices the woman has gone quiet. Because he wants to be respectful, and because he fears rejection, he decides to give her space. He thinks, "If she wanted to talk to me, she would. I'll just leave her alone." The days pass. The silence grows heavier. The connection quietly fades away. He walks away thinking she wasn't interested. She walks away, believing he didn't care enough to try. It is a tragedy of miscommunication. He thought he was being a gentleman by not pushing. She thought he was showing his true colors by not trying. If you are a man in this situation, you must realize that matching her silence with your own silence is the exact opposite of what she is hoping for. By mirroring her retreat, you are confirming her deepest fear, that if she doesn't do the work, you won't either. So, how do you respond when a mature woman you are interested in suddenly stops reaching out? You do exactly what she is hoping you will do. You bridge the gap. You do not ask her why she has been quiet. That only makes her feel defensive. You do not send a passive text like, "Just checking in." Instead, you step into your masculine energy and you lead. You call her. You tell her you were thinking about her. You make a clear, definitive plan. You say, "I would love to take you to dinner this weekend. Are you free on Friday?" When you do this, you will immediately see a shift in her energy. The warmth will return. The guardedness will drop. Because in that one simple action, you have answered her silent question. You have shown her that she is valued, that her presence is missed, and that she is finally with a man who is willing to carry his side of the bridge. How you respond to her silence will tell her everything she needs to know about who you are. If this video helped you understand the unwritten rules of mature relationships, please hit the like button. It helps this message reach someone who might be misreading the silence right now. If you know a friend who needs to hear this, share it with them. And I want to hear your perspective. Have you ever experienced this quiet shift in your own dating life? Did you step up and build the bridge? Or did you walk away? Drop your story in the comments below. Finally, make sure to subscribe to The Quiet Shift for more psychology and relationship insights for life after 50. I'll see you in the next video.